Hi, this is Ink, and this is Godot game development and stuff. It's like Windows. Good. Yeah, so we have a thing here. It's for the same game. I decided to ditch the two-scene model. Like when you zoom in, you go into another scene, which makes things very complicated. So now I'm just experimenting with the scale. So we have a couple of shaders, one infinite zoom shader. I'm trying to see, do you lose detail too much if I zoom in? Yes, I can do like this. Then we have our little other star, which we do seem to have the same amount of detail, which is amazing. Wasn't there another one? Where is there another one? Oh, it's so small. Like, okay, I think it's a bit too small. Transform. Hi there. I don't know. Difficult. Size 0.1 maybe? Okay, that's a bit better. Yeah. I was not able to code a lot for quite a long time, so I'm here. So a regular scale, we zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Ah, too sensitive. Zoom in. Okay, I need to reduce my speed. 10. Reduce the speed 10 times. Okay. Yeah. I'm still doing that because, well, I still want it. I don't give that much effort into making it, so of course I'm still doing it. If I was doing this every day, it would probably be more efforts, but that's how it is. Okay, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Yeah, okay, that is success. Ooh, nice, good job. Yeah, it's once you get started, it's quite interesting. So we are at a very small scale, and we didn't lose any details, which is very important. Yeah, it's very important. But you can see it's already at the edge of the floating point errors. But you know, we can always zoom out, which means our errors would be reduced, I guess. Such a tiny point. Right now you're playing God of War in the hardest difficulty. Nice. I did see someone playing this. It looked quite interesting game. How is it going in with that kind of difficulty? Uh, uh. So I would be reducing the scales. Kind of like the grid. I'm not sure, does it impact the uh performance much? Why my audio has just appeared? Is my phone? Yes, that was my phone. Hmm. Interesting. God of War. Yeah, man, I'm in pain. Because in the beginning it's so hard, enemy upgrade their level and one-shot you. You're playing a realistic mode, which is you miss a hit, you're dead. But that is pretty cool. Yeah. Streaming is interesting. It sometimes helps with the mood and stuff. So, how would I be able to do this? So the player would be more engaged and we don't get performance problems. I think I do need to generate a bunch more of these points. Just to see how many points can I have without performance issues. Because we started the planet, okay, we fire out the planet. That would be the minimal scale. Then we zoom out to the system scale, we can fly around the planets, but the problem then is the planets can become so small that they can become too small that navigating would be very difficult. Or their own scale should be changing? Like we started the sun scale. Started the sun scale. Uh-huh. Then we fly about. Fly about and then go into the planet scale. Okay, I guess I do need to multiply it by a scale. Times zoom. Zoom.x. Okay. Zoom.x. Because we're zooming at the same rate. They upgrade themselves mid-fight. Oh, that's actually unusual. An example, in level 1 enemy is level 1. It's okay, but when they're level 2, they remove like half of my HP, but level 3, it's one shot that insane. That is impressive that you can do that. I don't have patience for this kind of scaling difficulty. Okay, let's generate a bunch of these stars. It'll be A, B. I guess I can just do it like that. Or then better just make the whole tree. You can watch if you want. I'm going to play it today soon. See me suffer. Okay. That is let me go to your channel and we'll see you a bit later. Are you streaming on Twitch? This is some chiptunes. It's a playlist, chiptune 8 bits. Just this one playlist. I don't know, something so it not be just silence. Okay, generate a bunch of A's. Okay, public node. X property will be color rect A's and public override void ready, and then when I play space games I play Guardians of the Galaxy also in tunes. I know that playlist, it's actually pretty good. I'm not sure if it's not, well, copyright free. Like Twitch is a bit more lax about it because you can separate the channel. On YouTube you can't really do that. I don't think so. Or at least I was not able to. Manage stream. Yeah. Okay. Color rectangles. X property and amount equals 1000, whatever, and then for to amount yeah, I guess while you're streaming I think it's fine for YouTube, but the previews require the previews required what? Yeah, they're a bit more strict. While in Twitch you can select a specific channel. For example, I'm using OBS, so the Spotify playlist going to the specific audio channel, which then is being cut out from the VOD. Yeah, as long as it's not recording with copyrighted music, it's fine. But if it is, then you can either get demonetized or just a video taken down. I usually do engineering, like 3D printing, electronic design. Yep, that kind of stuff. There's a bunch of videos on the channel itself. Nope. How do you copy this one? X prop X bounds and X property Y bounds. Let's generate. Can I switch to the code? I think I can. I forgot which button it is. Is it even working? Godot? No. I think it's working. Visual Studio. Godot window. Okay. Code. New random. X double. Between 0 and X bounds. That is not correct, but principle is similar. X double 0 dash Y bounds. See? Did I miss a stream where was last where you die exobiology in elites? I didn't die in that, but yeah, I did do some exobiology. I tried doing the expedition. I got bored, then went back. Did find some fancy materials, but I could not play it that much anymore. I did though made a physical throttle and a joystick, so we'll see how it goes to make it a bit more immersive. Why is it getting so hot? Okay, how do you copy, or is it just packed scene? Say branches a scene, and then I get packed scene A. How do you get wait. It generally is between 0 and 1. They just multiply by X bounds. Yeah? Yes. Yeah, man, dude, sometimes my translator turns words into German, that's why I said die. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I did play it a bit. Packed scene. A dot. How do you copy a pack scene? Godot, C#, instantiate on packed scene. Basically make a copy. Pack scene. I need to load the scene. Oh, that's actually fairly easy. A.scene instantiate and scene dot location x or position. Do you have plans when you stream, or you just start random? I tried random. I tried making a schedule. It was just too difficult to maintain. Yeah, yeah, it's just, I know it boosts the viewer ratio and stuff, but you also need to be able to keep up the habits and don't have anything else to do. So I am not able to do that. Load pack scene. And how do you load it as a specific object? Save pack scene, load pack scene. Can I load as a color rect? No, I cannot. What about cast it to color rectangle? I can cast it. And position equals to new vector 2 xy. They don't have double for some reason. Okay. Something like that. So now just start and it should be populated with insane amounts of stuff. And it didn't. Why? Oh, because I don't have bound set. Makes sense. 1920, 080, sure. Yeah, generally if you start streaming, it's better to have some kind of schedule if you're able to maintain it. As I'm not able to maintain it. Oh wait, I forgot to add it. Add child scene. Okay. You see, it added 1,000 units on the same plane, and it and breaks. Do you have a T2 when people come to your stream and the first they just want to watch and chat, but then they start asking like, can you watch my work? And then they show drawings through. Oh yeah. These are scammers. My game is lagging. These are scammers, and you should be very careful about those. I'm not sure how to do that on YouTube. I don't have this kind of problem here usually, But on Twitch you can set moderation levels, add blacklisted. Yeah, those are just scammers. So you just add the general terms like, oh, commission and stuff. Yeah, that's, as direct scamming is not possible that easy. Now they're doing they're basically doing social engineering, which is a modern way of scamming people. Yeah, add blacklist filters, add subscriber or follower only, basically safety settings. Most of the platforms do support those. And you would see immediately how little of these kind of people appear then. Because you can usually just go to their account and just see that their account was like created like a week ago or something. The position is not changing. Oh, because it's just, of course, position needs to be changed within the loop, not... Would you look at that? Wait, it's still loading. A 1,000 things. Which is, looks pretty good. Yeah. I guess also it's good to keep it friendly to some extent, like realize that, hey, yeah, they want something from you. Okay, 1,000 of things. The zoom speed is still not good. Imagine living in this kind of place with 1,000 suns. My speed is not correct. Scale to zoom. Zoom is fine. Zoom times zoom. Var moment scale. Change the speed parameters. Close it up. When you told me that you do engineer all these things about you have to engineer. Well, kinda. I do motor controls, I do just electronics design, embedded systems, a bit of automation. So yeah, kinda. I think it still scales quickly. Oh, it needs to be inverted. Inversion. So 1 divided by zoom x squared. Okay, that is a bit better. I don't think I should have used the double scaling. This is spy sapping my sentry. I used to play it actually. I think the base speed now is too small. Changing single parameters. Yeah, that is better. So you would be traveling around, traveling. You zoom in into different scale. You travel about that scale, then you zoom in more, and you zoom in more, and you zoom in more, And now you're at this scale, and you move a relatively similar scale. Do you use OBS? Yes, I use OBS. Hey, game, why you not showing again? Yeah, so we start at the smaller scale, move around, we see some plant stuff around some buildings. We zoom out, well, we can zoom in and see madness. We zoom out, we start traveling faster, and this is our sun. This is our planet and this is our sun. So we travel to the planet, we can like zoom in, interact with the planet or something. Travel here. And then we zoom out to our galaxy. Then we have multiple stars around. You can see our planets are very, very small. Very small. Minuscule. But we can also always just like zoom in. Change the speed scale basically. And you can see this space-time breaks because of the floating point errors. Yeah, it's 1,000. And then, yeah, we travel between the stars. So what I think I need to do is to this looks okay. So I would be needing to scale the movement speed based on zoom level. So you would not take like ages to travel between one star to another star. And also tune the distances between star and planets. So it would not be like, okay, this star has like 10 different planets. Oh no, this planet now it's in other star. That would probably cause a supernova with that many stars. This looks pretty. And we can zoom into infinity. And then we zoom out. Yeah, this is fairly nice. This is scalable. There's a question about the collisions and interactivity. Because of course you don't want to check collisions between each star. And I'm pretty sure adding a collider to each of it would also crash the game quite quickly. So that's 1,000. Let me check. There should be profiler. Where's my game? Debugger. Visual profiler. Start. I got here looking. Yeah, you could say that. I think they actually may be doing the same kind of thing of like infinite scaling. You just fly around, eat it up, and okay, scale it up. The frame rate seems to be stable. Yeah, you can see the further we are, well, the more we zoomed in, the performance graph seems to be improving. Okay. How much VRAM it uses? Wow. It basically uses nothing. FPS. Yeah. And then we zoom out, and then the performance like only marginally decreases. Okay, it's time to make it 10,000 and see can it handle it. Start profiler. It's still pretty good. I did remember put hours in Blender to make a water flow or a custom platforms I made, and then it just stopped. Shaders are interesting thing, but they're also very difficult to understand. Why do we have two graphs? Oh, this is CPU time, this is GPU time. Yeah. And then we zoom in. And performance is fine. So 10,000 stars seems to be working fairly well, which is within my threshold, I guess. You could probably also hide everything that's too small. Yeah, the CPU is a bit struggling. But that is 10,000. If I change my view a bit better, call a rectangle. How do you change the size? Node. Make it a bit square. This looks kind of mesmerizing. So that could be a game map of 10,000 stars. I guess I can increase the game size even more. Okay, make it 10,000 over 10,000. And then the bounce also 10,000 over 10,000. You know the old God of War games? No, I don't think so. Okay, so we have... Why is this stuttering a bit? This is more reasonable map. Why is it... Godot, come on. That's the wrong window. Seriously? It's the wrong window. Why? When Kratos was in Greece. No, I'm not that much familiar with that series. So, I increased the base game map to 10,000. And that is how it looks like of having 10,000 nodes, having 10,000 root nodes, well, not root nodes, children nodes, and another one. So in general, it should be 30,000 nodes, which I would say usable. And the distribution seems to be even better. So I'm pretty sure, well, it is a seed, so I guess. Yeah, and when we started the bigger scale, the bigger map, then we can scale infinitely without huge problems. We can then travel about. See the tiny stars around you. And we can even go further. And then we approach the floating point errors. Yeah. That's interesting. I played it on PC, installed PS2 emulator and played the game, and then put everything together and it worked. Nice. Yeah, I didn't own PS2, so I don't know. My games were a bit different. Rise it. Is it like auto-translating or something? So CPU time is fine, space time is fine. I think I would be still sticking to like 1,000 planets because, you know, I don't want to over-optimize. So I'm not sure if the optimization is going for like, I have this node visibility oversample. Does it hide when it's not rendered? Maybe. I don't know, man. I went translate and just to be in front of you. Okay, so that is usable. So I would need to fix up the scaling a bit. So first of all, don't have continuous scaling because that would be just pain to balance. You can see how much the stream compression kind of struggles with it. 10,000 items. Good. Yes, looks better at least now than that in the beginning of the game. Yeah, it's surprisingly quick to initialize. Like, okay, let's see. 1, 2. That's 2 seconds to initialize 10,000 objects. Pretty good. Well, 10,000? 30,000. Because this one has 2 more stuff in it. Okay. So we have two scales. I think first scale is then not correct. Wondering if I made it too big. 10,000 over 10,000. Sure, let's reduce the item to 1,000. And then increase the scale of initial one. Transform to, I don't know, 128 pixels. Transform, then it'll be 32, 32. And this one be 6 pixels or something. Like that would be nice. Do you use TikTok? Nope, I don't. I need to have a drink. Second. I'm back. I don't use it. We have the bounds. We updated the bounds and I reduced the... Okay, it's kind of bad still. How is this 1,000? What about 100? How does it look like? Okay. That is more reasonable. Yeah, this is more reasonable size. And then we zoom in, we zoom in, we zoom in, zoom in. And I don't have scaling issues anymore. Can zoom in even closer. Yeah, I don't use TikTok. I can zoom in quite a bit without much issues. And things are still visible. And I guess if we change the sun generation method, that the scales between the suns will be large. Except if I like move out a bit like this. Yeah, this is a reasonable game map. Add a label. Zoom. Zoom label. Build it. It'll be back. You'll be back. Okay. That is not the right thing. Do I? Oh, it's the wrong one. The camera has the script assigned. So I think it needs to be in canvas layer. Not this one, zoom. Okay, so I would have multiple levels of zoom. Public B. Let's explore list of float and call it zoom level. Zoom levels equals to new list of float. That is an old way to initialize. We can simplify this. So the top scale would be 0.8. Then the next zoom level is 5. 5.0 float. Then the other zoom level 27. Welcome back. And the last zoom level is 107. And would have private int current zoom index, current zoom index. Yes. Something like that. So we run it. Of course. Exported member not supported. Of course it does not support list. Why? Why it does not support list? So we have level 0.8, then we child to a place. Okay, it needs to see mouse up, mouse down. Yeah, it goes to the maximum level. That is not okay. Project settings. Plus whatever. Plus and minus. Okay. If action just pressed. Actually, then I can do that. Left mouse button, right mouse button. Okay, close. Run. Do I like horror games? No, I don't like them. Something that I don't particularly enjoy. watching the streams of it, yeah. Playing themselves, myself, not really. So, we start at the large scale, we click, we zoom in. That could be an animation like tween or something. And we click, we zoom in again. Then we can fly about the star. We click in, we zoom in again, which is our maximum level. Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to do this. And then right click to zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Not as fancy as the smooth transitions, but this is manageable. And we fly about our places, explore them. Like, start at sun, that's a planet, that will be a moon. Or maybe you could say, the longer you press accelerate, the larger the scale becomes, and you can see what's in front of you better. Yeah, I think that's manageable. Let's try that with the more stars. 1,000 stars. I think I need bigger map. 20,000. Node. 20,000. So it would be spread out a bit more. Yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, it just looks the same. I'll just zoom in. Zoom in again. Zoom in again. Okay. This works. Probably do need a color rectangle, or even better, just add the sprite. Sprite 2D. Quick load, Godot icon. Never mind. Texture rectangle. And this is a Godot icon. This is our ship, and the ship should be centered. So, and I guess the size should be reduced to 32 by 32. Can't. And now we have a... Wait, it's still loading. Come on, game. We have a player. Which player scale will stay the same. So when we zoom in, it's still the same scale. Kinda like this grid. Gives you better reference to what things are. And when you complete some missions, you would be able to like travel to every star. Example here. Or another place, another system. Okay. So that is the scaling. I need another label. Position. I didn't transform the root. Huh? Oh, I just shifted it a bit. Another label. Position. Position. Rebuild it. Reassign it to the camera. And also probably move it down so it will not be colliding. Okay. So now I have the position of the user or player. You can see we're traveling fast. We zoom in, traveling supposedly slower. Yeah, now it's like single units, and if we travel even more, now it's moving even slower. So there should be not many floating point errors. How can we know that we are in the right coordinates? I don't want to check 10,000 planets if I'm in the right place, and I don't think I should be adding the collision. Surprisingly, adding a zoom and position works fairly nice. Like I don't teleport when I zoom in or zoom out. Okay. Yeah. So now I need to have some kind of detection to know that, hey, I'm within this region. How's the shader made? I copied the shader, so I don't know. Word position from vertex function. That's a lot of math. Math. collision shape is possible. Please don't use it as a child of area 2D. To the area. Sure. Uh-huh. Reduce this. Oh wait. Oh, it's not the same shape. New shape. Area 2D. Collision shape, new shape. Make or just make unique, yep. So that's my collisions. And my camera should also have a collision shape. Probably. Not really. How is it done? I forgot. We have collision shape, we have physics body. Character body. Then collision shape. Collision shape 2. Maybe a circle or something. Why are you not in the right place? Camera? Oh, what? Sure, whatever. We have the collision shape, which is a circle of some size. And then we go into A, change that to static body. Change type, static body. Change type, static body. And then technically it should work, I think. Nope. Debug view collision shapes. Collision layer 1-1, yes. Oh, I don't have a collision shape. Why? Where's my collision shape? It's behind a thing. Collision shape. Go play something, but I'm on Twitch in like an hour. See you and have fun. Good luck on that game. Thank you. You too. Have fun. Collision. 1 week collision? Not really. Character body 2D. Disable mode input pickable. Why my collision shape is in a different location? I don't know, but I should definitely be triggering. Collision shape. What about the rigid body? I doubt that's going to work, but sure. Oh no, it does work. Kinda odd, but you know, it does work. Oh, because the position is overriding collisions. Change type, static body. Static bodies do not collide for some reason. Change type, rigid body. I don't remember much. Gravity scale 0. There's no gravity. Okay, so can zoom in. And now we can interact. Well, should have been able to interact. Hmm. Okay. So it's kind of possible. I think she just needs to be area. Area 2D. Signals. public override void. Okay, does not have it. Area entered plus equals area entered, whatever. The dot print entered or something to track the collisions. Right, one moment. And change. Oh, these are area to these. No, wait, no, never mind. Area. Good. And now you can see in the debug menu, it tracks the entered, which is good. Which means I can have some interactivity. Like, okay, I'm within this area, enter this area, and then I can scan things like. But that's nothing yet, because we have 1,000 objects. What happens if we have 10,000 of them? How is the performance with so many collision objects? And I guess also we need to change this area to all of these should not be monitoring. Collision layer. Layer mask. I'm 1. I collide with nothing. Here, again, collision, I'm 1, I collide with nothing. While the player shape is I'm 2, I collide with 1. Yes. So to reduce unnecessary collisions, this may actually be able to... Nope. Okay, I'm alive. Barely. So 10,000 is a bit difficult. You can see my CPU is struggling at this kind of scaling. Yep. But it does... Or does it trigger colliders? Yeah, it does trigger. Entered. Good. Entered. Entered. Zoom in. Entered. Zoom in more. It's struggling. It's struggling a lot. But yeah, realistically, at 10,000 systems is too much. Although it's not using any GPU. Why? Huh? Why is it not using any GPU? General settings. Hmm. Solver. Physics common. No. Rendering. Textures vsync. Renderer. Driver. 2D. Ah. Yeah, so 10,000 stars seems to be too much. But 1,000 stars seems to be fine. Entered. Of course, the debug window breaks. Good. So I have a way to distinguish which place I am in. I can toggle stars based on the render distance and stuff. Because it could be that everything is being rendered. Godot. Culling. Camera 2D node. Drag center, position moving. Okay. So, this seems to be working. I can scale down, scale up by a single button because scale generate a bunch of places. Guess the issue now is if I run this, how to balance the size of a system. Okay, if I am at this kind of scale, 0.8, I don't want all the systems to be rendered. Who's calling? I can't. Okay, scaling. And as everything is within the same scene, it's very simple, I guess. And I guess another thing, currently all of the rendering is done like in individual nodes. Just seems to be working fairly nice. But if I ever need more performance, I can update the render engine. So it would be rendering all of the stars and stuff within the shader. I would still need collision shapes, but I would not be needing anything else. Likely. Why game? Why? But not the game. That is the wrong window. Why are you not capturing the right window? Yeah, this works. What else? It's between managing a realistic scale and abstract scale. So like my star could be taking this sector. Hmm. Have the collision shapes. Hmm. I'm thinking how to avoid collisions between the galaxies, so I would make the distances between them larger. So the system could have like a lot of planets. Like this amount of planets. Maybe? Maybe it's not that bad. Do want another scale though. Scale 0.2 F. Yeah, so if you have the larger scale, larger distances, ensuring that, for example, okay, at this scale, the star system cannot exceed like this bubble. which means another system must be further away from that bubble. It cannot be within that bubble to avoid the collision issues and similar. And then maybe the traveling would not all be like this, like the free travel. Maybe we could use like some kind of magic. And again, come on, why is doing this? I don't know, OBS and Godot seems to be not being happy about what window is being captured. Windows title must match. Yeah. So, if the circle, well, the furthest planet is around this, then the next star system cannot be closer to it. Something like that. And we just travel like this. Or we have a jump gate or something like that. Like at this scale, we could say like, okay, it would draw a line to our system and then we just bonk, jump there. Something like that. There's also option of like, okay, we are at this scale. The local bubble is around this position, like, okay, this. And if we move past the edge of the solar system, it automatically changes the scale to larger one. Huh, yes. This kind of would then mimic the gravity wells, I think. This could also be smooth transition. Yes, yes, yes. So we approach the system. For example, this is the edge of the system. We approach the system. It then changes the scale. We start traveling slower because of gravity and stuff. And then we approach the planet. We change the scale even more. And approach even closer. And now we're at the scale. And you could say, while we're in this scale, we can open the build panel, do all kind of stuff. We don't need to be too specific about where in the planet we are. And when we're ready, we just leave. Travel to our place. This also changes the scale. Yes, that's pretty good. And when we're ready to leave the system, we travel out and changes the scale to this, and we can travel to our star. Yep, that is pretty good. I think that could work. Well, and the map could be grids. Well, not grids. Don't particularly resemble anything. Mm-hmm. I could even have like a buildings here, like flying around and do the same scale. Okay, I like it. That's fine. Do we need anything else? Collisions work. Performance is good, I guess. Yeah, performance is fairly good. There's always a possibility of not rendering some stuff from the background. Or having like subdivisions of areas. Guess I do want also some orbits here. Good. And would have a very big map. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Candy. Let's eat some candy. Mm-hmm. Color forces does not change the opacity. Theme. Visibility modulate. Why it does not have any difference? Oh look, it's shiny. Wait. Godot, come on, stop. Stop. Run. Come on. OBS. Why is it taking so long to actually debug it? It's just... Look. It's shiny. something about OBS and Godot debug window. Just refuses to be captured. Look, it's shiny. Look, it's almost a game. Hmm. Sure. Open this. Add a script. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do this material, new shader material, new shader, explosion. Copy this, save. Change the size of it a bit. Transform to 128 on 128. Needs more, 256 on 256. Do this. Explosion. Exprop. Correct. Explosion. And then area. Exprop. Area 2D. Whatever. And if area 2D entered, or more like gets collision map overlapping bodies. If overlaps area, load more than 0, then explosion dot visible true, else explosion dot visible equals false, and then we rebuild it. Explosion, and this is a larger area. Run. So we fly around and did not work. No. Why is it transparent? I don't know. Entered. Area 2. Oh, that's why. Explosion. Why is it not animating? Time accelerate. Oh, it needs time. Shader parameters time. Use system time? Sure. Look. We fly about, fly about. Ooh, what's this? Yeah, and it explodes. Nice. Explosion. Says. This is what will happen in a couple of billions of years. Bam. Good. Good. What else I wanted to figure out? So the areas like that seems to be working. Areas working. Collision shapes working. Flying about. So if I have collision shapes, everything should be fine. If I don't have collision shapes, I can always use coordinates. Mm-hmm. Yes. Shiny. Fireball. Yeah, I think that would be good. And the sun explodes. I guess what's left is just try to implement it in the actual game. And not this test piece. Or try to break everything by adding 5,000 units. 5,000 units! My frame rate. Double explosion. How long it would take to travel to another star from this scale? Probably a very long time. To the point that you would be losing a sense of direction. And you can be just teleported back to the place because the background is different. Bam. It explodes. Good. Close it, save it, and say it's good. Maybe I can try everything. A thing called Fog of War. Light masking. Like exploration area could be, okay, if I open this, use a grid instead. Okay. Let's say reduce the to 1,000. It's too much. I would not. I would like to for the player to be able to explore it in some way. Like it would be like something obstructing the view, and when you fly here, you like increase the view or something. Hmm. Okay, let's try another shader. Color rectangle. Fog. Material. New shader material. New shader. Fog. Paste. Save. It doesn't have noise pattern. Fog. Shader parameters. New noise texture. Fast noise. Mm-hmm. I guess this is just not the right kind of one. Fog shader, paste. And non-directive at 9.4. It cannot support comments for some reason. Around type of shader. Okay, fog shader. Points. Oh, okay. Hmm. So I would say 500 on 500. The points count 1. It should unlock a thing. Or is it like the points of 0.5 and 0.5 because it's a ratio of nope, that is not correct. Oh, I don't know. I think I had enough for today. I have example of fog of war, which is nice. So let's say oh, this is nice. Star, sign in. Star. So I found the rep of fog of war, so we'll be trying to do that, I guess, next time. And now I would say then